Hi, everyone. I'm Anjali Shah. I'm a certified nutritionist, health coach, and I'm a mom of two. And today I'm walking you through one of the easiest, healthiest first foods you can introduce to your baby, avocado. This healthy baby food takes literally just 5 minutes to make and doesn't need a single gadget. You can use a blender, but you don't have to. You can simply just mash it up with a fork and give it to your baby. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to make avocado puree for your baby, how to serve it, all the different ways that you can prepare it, and all of the different ways that you can mix it up so that your baby will enjoy it. This avocado puree is the first food I gave both of my kids, and they both loved it. And avocados to this day are still one of their favorite foods. So let's talk about the ingredients. All you need is one ripe avocado and then whatever you want to mix it with. So that could be formula, breast milk, or even just water. So how to make it? So to prep, first you want to cut the avocado in half and then twist it to open it and then remove the pit with either a knife or just your hands. Then you just need to get the flesh out of the avocado skin. I like to scoop it out with a spoon. And then you just need to mash it up into a texture that your baby can enjoy. Some options here are you can just mash it up with a fork in a bowl, or you can put it in a blender for a silky, smooth puree. It's totally up to you. If you're serving it right away, then you can go ahead and mix in 1 to 2 tablespoons of breast milk or formula to thin it out so it's the consistency that your baby will enjoy. You can also use water to thin it out if you want. And that's it. You can store leftovers for later, or you can freeze them. I'll walk you through some of my storing and freezing tips in just a little bit. But before I get into that, I just want to talk through a few tips on how to make this puree successful for you and for your baby. So my first tip is if you're going to mix it with breast milk or formula, make sure to only do that right before you serve it to your baby. You can't mix it with breast milk and formula and then keep it in the fridge or the freezer for storing. It's just not very safe. So it's safer to just make the puree and then mix it right before you serve it. A couple of other tips. So avocado, as I'm sure you know, if you've worked with avocado before, it browns really quickly. So to minimize browning, you can add a small amount of lemon or lime juice into the puree, just a very, very small amount. Your baby won't be able to taste it. Another option is to store the puree immediately after making it in airtight, freezer-safe containers. I've linked a few of my favorite baby food storage containers in the description below. But if you store it right after you make it and you freeze it immediately in an airtight container, then it won't brown, or it will brown very, very little. If you're storing it in the fridge, you can put it in an airtight container and then put some plastic wrap pressed down onto the top of the avocado just to minimize contact with air, which will minimize browning. If you want a super smooth puree, I recommend blending the avocado in a high-speed blender with a little bit of water so that it blends into basically a completely smooth puree. And if you get some avocados that aren't very ripe, just place them in a brown paper bag with a banana for a day or two and they'll ripen a lot faster. So if you want to prep this baby food ahead of time, my recommendation is to make a big batch and then store it in ice cube trays or my personal favorite baby food storage trays, which have an airtight cover as well, but also portion them out into ice cubes and store them in the freezer. Each ice cube is 1 ounce of baby food, so it makes it really easy for portion control and for measuring out the amount of food you need for your baby. Once you make the puree, transfer it to the freezer-safe container and then pop it into the freezer. Then I recommend taking it out of the freezer after 1 or 2 days and then removing all the ice cubes from the tray and then transferring those ice cubes into a Ziploc bag or just any sort of container so that they are already frozen and ready to go, but you can use the ice cube tray for other purees. And then when you're ready to serve it, just thaw it overnight in the fridge or place it in a bowl and let that bowl just sit out on the counter for a little while, or place the bowl over a pot of warm water and let it warm that way. When you serve it to your baby, you want the food to be about room temperature. When it comes to serving it to your baby, how you serve it depends on the age of your baby. So for babies that are 4 to 6 months, I recommend spoon feeding the puree and thinning it out a bit with water so that it's really easy for young babies to enjoy. Around 6 to 9 months, depending on how good your baby is at picking up food and also how good their chewing capabilities are, I recommend cutting up the avocado into strips and letting them gnaw on it themselves, or mashing the avocado and putting it in a bowl and letting them try to use a spoon to feed themselves. If you want to mix it up and try different flavors, avocado is a great base because it pretty much blends with anything. You can blend it with different fruits, vegetables, or even a fruit and veggie mixture. My kids loved it when I blended avocado with bananas and mangoes for a fruit mixture, or with bananas, apples, spinach, and peas for more of a veggie mixture. You can even stir it into baby oatmeal for some healthy fats, or mix it into yogurt for some healthy fats along with some protein. And that's it. That's everything you need to know to make avocado baby food for your baby. In the description below, I've linked a post that has the full recipe, but along with that, I've included a bunch of different puree combinations that you can try with avocados for your baby. There are also some additional tips and storage tips in that post. If this was helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another recipe. I post baby food recipes and recipes for the whole family to enjoy. And if you tried this recipe or your baby had a funny reaction, or if you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment because I respond to every single comment I get.